Here we come a-wassailing among the leaves so green. Oh, here we come a-wandering so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your wassail too. And may God bless you and send you a happy new year. God send you a happy new year. Hello, and welcome to the month of December, everyone. As you can see, I am thoroughly decorated for the holidays. Yeah, I don't really... So yes, in case anyone's wondering, December 1st. That should be the day you really should be preparing for Christmas. None of this whole nonsense of like waiting until the day after Halloween to put Christmas decorations. No, December 1st. That's when you should do it. Because it's a short time after Thanksgiving, plenty of time before Christmas actually arrives. December 1st, at least, well, December 1st, that's when I do it. I know, it's just this little plastic tree here, but you know what? It's enough. Because, you know, I do celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas. Being up at the lake is always great, but, you know, this is my favorite time of year. You could say it's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, let me grab a chair real fast. So weird, I gotta make sure I'm sitting in frame. Yeah, this works. It's pretty much the format I had a year ago. So, let's see, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Okay, so full disclosure, my low is the fact that my smoke alarm is being really stupid right now. Like, every so often you hear like a beep, beep. And I've tried like right now, like the reason why nothing's happening is because I unplugged it from the ceiling and I took out the battery. Because even as I did one or the other, it would still keep beeping. It was unbelievable. Like all through the night this was happening. So naturally I have to call maintenance on in the apartment where I live, and they gotta replace the battery. But needless to say, I am rather tired. But in essence, considering what happened last night, which was my high by the way, I'd be tired regardless. Because last night was very exciting, I can assure you. And my act of kindness was, my high also was, for the first time in over a month, I was able to see a special someone in my life that I see once every couple weeks. Because this person actually had a back surgery before November. So for the entire month of November up until yesterday, I never saw this person. But I got to see it. Well, actually, I saw him on Friday when my folks and I went to Sam's Club. I just happened to run into him, which is very good, which is very, very lucky. And not gonna lie, kind of blessed. Because, pretty obvious the back surgery this person had went well. So they're doing fine. That's great. But you guys, but I know why you guys are here. You want me to, well, actually, before I get into that, I gotta do my act of kindness. And that was, yesterday was garbage day, so I helped bring in the garbage can and, recyclable bin at my folks' place, and yeah, that was about it. So, good morning. Happy Thursday, everyone. We have a new episode of Hot Ones today, and featuring Zoe Saldana as today's guest. But I know why you guys are really here. You want to see me make my NFL pick as well as talk about the Masked Singer last night. Don't worry, I'll get to that right now. So tonight's game is going to be the Bills and the Patriots. Come on, guys. You know what the drill is at this point. I picked the Bills to win it all, so naturally, I'm going to be picking the Bills to win. And this is a game they absolutely have to win because right now the Bills are facing, I believe, the 5th seed in the playoffs. And that's not good. I mean, yeah, I know they're going to beat Miami in a second go-around. But every single win from this point on helps. I mean, speaking of getting every win from now on, I'll get to that. I'll get to the stuff on, especially the Browns this upcoming Sunday. But, yeah, my pick today, obviously, let's go Buffalo. All right, now that the pleasantries are out of the way, how about we talk about the epic 2-hour season finale of Season 8 of The Masked Singer. Now, pretty obvious, whenever The Masked Singer does these sorts of things, the first hour is full-on recap throughout the season, where, you get to ask, or, there's like sort of interviews with past contestants of that particular season, talking about their experiences, great performances had throughout the season. Honestly, it's fun looking backward. Like, yeah, technically it is a bit of a clip show, but it's not a bad one. I mean, I've seen some straight bad clip shows and lots of TV shows in my day. I mean, honestly, actually, the best clip shows are the clip shows that are like self-aware, like when The Simpsons did it. Are you surprised at that, by the way? Of course, The Simpsons did one. Legend of Korra had a really good clip show too. I mean, yeah, a lot of fans I knew were mad about that one, but I had a hoot watching it. But yeah, the first hour it was essentially the Masked Singer going over everything that happened now throughout season 8. So going into the finale, I was wondering how they were going to go about doing it, because you think there would have at least had to have been one final battle royale between the Harp and the Lambs. Now, both contestants legit proved they belonged in the finale. They did. I mean, from the very first performance on the very first episode of this season, Harp just killed it. She did. She was actually my pick to win it all, like from the very beginning. And then there came Group B, which featured originally, contestants like the Mermaid and Robo Girl. And I thought one of those two was going to move on to the final. And then, here come the Lambs. And from the instant the Lambs stepped foot on stage, there was just like a presence about them in which, because, yeah, there was 3 of them, but you can tell that this is a group that knew what they were doing. They knew how to match their harmonies, and they knew how to just like maintain that sort of chemistry that only a good singing group has. And obviously you can tell that they were singing for many, many years. So the very first performance of last night was the Harp's rendition of The Edge of Glory by Lady Gaga, which, okay, for the record, I only knew of that song because of those few times. Okay, if you ever see my videos, especially the ones we have at Keuka Lake, you'll sometimes have the camera look at like my foot, and I'm like and my foot is like over the edge of my dock, and I'm like, I'm on the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge. I had no idea what the name of that song was, literally until last night. Of course, it was sung by someone as good as Lady Gaga. And no kidding, after the Harp performed The Edge of Glory by Lady Gaga, everyone, like Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg even said, like, that was probably the greatest like finals performance they've ever had, like from the very like beginning. And my notes went blank for a second. I gotta reach pretty far now. Yeah, I had to get both of us in frame here. You know? Okay, so naturally the harp was fantastic in her first performance, and then was actually I gotta talk. There was no battle royale, but what they did was they did both the harp and the lambs did two songs that were very personal to them, like anthems, if you will, and then they did their own renditions of popular songs, right? So the harp went first with The Edge of Glory by Lady Gaga, and then the lambs did I'm Every Woman by Shaka Khan. And the lambs were absolutely phenomenal. Like, at that point, both the lambs and the harp were about as even as you could possibly have going into what wound up happening. So harp went first, lambs went second, but for the actual songs they wanted to do, the lambs went first. And let me tell you, okay, so this is kind of like a dream of mine. I kind of wish it was the 80s because that would have been the perfect time to do this. But if I ever did like a girl, one of my dreams was always to go to their house, obviously standing outside the window with the boombox over my head, and Foreigner's I Want to Know What Love Is playing out of the boombox. I like that song, I really do. But the lambs, okay, so the song starts out with a band playing a whole bunch of violins, right? And I hear gonna take a little time, they are not. And then I hear take some time to think things over. I'm okay. And then you hear the lambs harmonize to change this lonely life. They harmonize, and I'm like, oh. If it was any other show, literally any other show, that rendition of I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner from this specific group would have won. Hands down. Any other show, that would have won. But this is The Masked Singer. And there was still one more performance to go by the harp. And she did her own rendition of Gravity by John Mayer. John Mayer was a Hot Ones guest, actually. And at one point, I do believe he dated Jennifer Aniston. And after the lambs did I Want to Know What Love Is, I'm thinking, okay, harp is going to need to make a legit miracle to outdo what the lambs just did. Because at that point, I thought the lambs literally did all they could to win. I really thought the lambs, it reminds me of the Go Big Show season 2. When, I forget the guy's name, but the diver who broke a world record by the highest length of feet in the air into 11 inches of water. That was a world record. And he only just barely lost to Manu, the Flying Frenchman, by 1 point or whatever. Because the diver got 99, the bowl jumper got 100. It was that close. And there was no shame in the diver losing because the diver literally did all he could. That was the situation right here. If the lambs lost, I would be you know what? The lambs did literally everything in their power that they possibly could have done to try and win this competition. And if they lose, I will definitely say I was proud of what they've done. I was definitely happy that they left nothing on the table. Like, again, any other show, the Lambs doing their rendition of I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner, that would have won, for sure. But then comes the harp with John Mayer's Gravity, and they're like, it starts out small, and then it gets like you know what? It was reminiscent of what the Sun did in the finale in season 4 for her final performance, where the Sun was a Leanne Rimes, by the way, where her final performance, it started off like slow, small, subtle, and then it worked up to something bigger. And the harp did something similar to that, but she took the whole bigger aspect and took it to the nth degree. Because there's band, dancers, there's like chorus behind her, both performances by the Lambs and the harp were literally what you want to see in a finale. I'm just gonna say right here, season 8 of The Masked Singer is what the finale of season 8 of The Masked Singer is what every finale of The Masked Singer should be from now on. Just having these performances that leave you with chills, excitement, leaving you wanting more. That's what the finals, that's what The Masked Singer is all about. Again, last night's episode of The Masked Singer legit set a new standard. That should be what any finale from now on should be measured by. Because obviously there's going to be a season 9 because The Masked Singer is that popular. If season 9 is anything less than if the season 9 finale is even remotely less what season 8 was, somebody's going to notice. Of course, I don't know this too, but I certainly won't be judgmental, obviously. My point is, this was incredible. From the last performance the harp did to picking whoever was going to win it all, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win. I don't know. I am literally I'm sitting on the couch right behind me. I'm like, oh man, who won? Who won? I don't know. That might have been the longest pause waiting for Nick Cannon to make the announcement that I've heard in a long time. But I was happy to know that my girl, the harp, won. He says the harp, my girl won! Yeah! Oh, man! Oh, I was on the edge, I need to take some blood pressure medicine, man. My heart cannot take it anymore. So, the harp, she's crowned the queen of season 8, right? And, she accepts the crown, the scepter, the Masked Singer trophy, the golden mask. And, again, both performers left nothing on the table. In fact, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, on a different day, the Lambs probably would have won. And I would have been okay with that. Even though I picked the harp to win, I would have been okay with the Lambs. Really and truly. You could not have asked for a better finale. And again, this should be what this should be the new standard for a Masked Singer finale. I really truly think that this was the best finale. Don't misunderstand me. Previous finales of previous seasons, they were great in their own right. And in their own way, they each set a new standard. But season 8, that should be the standard. Which season 9 and onwards, they're going to need to top it big time. they're going to need to pull out a lot of stops to make it happen. Which, I mean, Fox is run by Disney. You got the money now. You can pull it off. So, who wound up being the Lambs? Robin Thicke got it right. It was Wilson Phillips. Okay, so full disclosure, I really had no idea who Wilson Phillips was, but there is one song I have heard from them many times. My first introduction to said song was actually watching the movie Bridesmaids when they did Hold On at the very end. And so, for their final encore performance, the artists formerly known as the Lambs, Wilson Phillips did Hold On. And those three ladies still got it. They still got it after all this time. This episode was so good, guys. It really was. And I'm so sad it's over. Like, forget the whole Snowball thing. That's my low. My low was that the Masked Singer season 8 is over. But I'll get to that in a second. Who was the harp? Well, Nicole Scherzinger got it right. It was Amber Riley. And it's actually funny, considering a couple weeks from now I'm going to be doing a special series of videos. Part of Harp's journey was trying to promote the message as to whether or not she felt like she was enough. Obviously, Amber Riley was, the Harp. Without fail, you didn't just prove, if I may say something, Miss Riley, you didn't just prove you were more than enough. You proved you were more than enough 100 times over. Needless to say, you're seeing prowess, as since you were on Glee and stuff like that, you're seeing prowess is second to none. No one will ever dispute that. But if anyone ever doubted you, you legit shut them up. For real. And again, God's honest truth, this might have been the greatest episode of The Masked Singer I've ever seen. It's easily the greatest finale I've ever seen. And you know what? It makes sense. You have the final performance be the final episode, at least of the season, be the best one. That's how it works. Progression, escalation. That's what you do. And The Masked Singer last night did that in spades. Man, I tell you what, I could not think of a more fitting way to end the month of November and kick off December like this. So I am beyond humbled that I was able to share this video with all of you today. Because if you've never watched The Masked Singer, please do. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun. You hear a lot of great music. Some witty banter between each other. Like, this show really has it all in a lot of ways. And I can't wait until 2023 to see season 9. But for now, thank you to Nick Cannon, Robin Thicke, Jen McCarthy-Wahlberg, Ken Jeong, Nicole Scherzinger, and all the good folks behind The Masked Singer for a phenomenal eighth season, and with a great finale to boot. To Wilson Phillips, the artist formerly known as the Lambs, you ladies still got it. No one's ever going to dispute that. And as I said before, on any other show on a different day, it'd be you three taking that crown, for sure. And I'm beyond happy I got to see you perform Hold On. Thought that was really cool. And as for Miss Amber Riley, the season 8 winner of The Masked Singer, congratulations. You earned that award. You earned the title of Queen of Season 8. Hail to the Queen, baby. Hail to the Queen. And to any other fans of The Masked Singer, I hope last night was everything you were hoping for. It certainly was for me. Again, I'm beyond humbled I was able to talk about this video, to talk about this episode in this video. I hope everyone has a wonderful first day of December. You know, we watch Hat Ones today. Let's go Buffalo. And remember, if you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to, this is a big hat, lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care, make good choices. 607 all day, baby. I gotta reach really far. I forgot how far I had to reach. Okay, here we go.